let's get into it, ladies and gents. Last night's Monday night game. The ending to it, I'm sorry, you throw the flag, you call it pass interference, and we all know 9 times out of 10 when they have any longer than a 30-second conversation, it's gonna be picked up. It's a bang play. Don't get me wrong, but 50% of the people I've heard say it's not. 50% of what I hear from others say it is. You want my honest opinion? It's pass interference. Any other time it's been called, why is it not called there? But that's not really what cost the Giants the game. I'll tell you exactly what cost the Giants the game, and it's the mistakes Daniel Jones was not supposed to make last night. Your defense kept you in the game. Yeah, Brady threw for 279, but it wasn't like an impressive 279. They got to Brady when they needed to. They stopped the run when they needed to. Again, at times the offensive line protected Daniel Jones where he had time in the pocket to throw the ball, and at times they didn't. And the times that they didn't protect him were the times he should have took the sack or just even took an intentional grounding penalty, honestly. Because he throws 2 balls. Where he's throwing them to, I don't know. And they're intercepted. And if you make a mistake against Brady, what's Tom Brady going to do? He's going to take advantage of the mistake. Just like if you make a mistake against Rodgers, he's going to do it. Just like in the Baltimore Steelers game. Lamar Jackson made a mistake. Roethlisberger made him pay for it. Those are the mistakes that, at this point, if Daniel Jones hasn't learned from him yet, he's never going to, and he needs to. Garrett this week has got to show him tapes of how other quarterbacks step into the pocket, not away from the pocket, how they move, how he's got to coach him better. Listen, I'm not going to shit on Daniel Jones. He's mobile, he's got speed, he's got a decent arm. And the other thing is, he missed on a couple of passes to Slayton deep and to Sterling Shepard deep, and there was one where Slayton was as open could be. And not that he threw it to him, he just didn't see him because the offensive line didn't protect him long enough. And then you want to talk about horrible officiating. There was a personal foul called, and I forget who it was on the Giants, where the tight end for, not Gronk, Brate, lowers his head into the Giant defender who's bracing for the hit, right, on the sideline, and it's called a personal foul on the Giants defense. I'm sorry, it should be a personal foul on the tight end, not on, come on. That's what I'm talking about with the horrible officiating. You got Winfield there on the pass interference, flailing his arms in the air, everybody on Tampa, and that's probably why they picked up the flag. There was the clock issue last night. There was 9:14 left in the game. Somehow went back to 9:42. Who knows with that? I think it was because when they were discussing something else entirely, on another flag, I think it was called, and the clock just kept running when it should have stopped. But other than those 2 horrible penalties, that's not what cost the Giants the game. Daniel Jones cost the Giants the game. I said it in the video yesterday. He's got to play a mistake-free game. He didn't play a mistake-free game. It's one thing if you were playing the Jets, you can get away with those mistakes because they're not going to take advantage of it. Tom Brady, I'm sorry, has been in the league way too long. He takes advantage of those mistakes. He knows how to take advantage of those mistakes. And, ESPN also brought up the whole Antonio Brown saga. And I, for one, agree. And Boomer Esiason said it earlier on WFAN that he doesn't understand why he's seeing the field. All this should be taken care of before he steps foot on the field. It pretty much, to me, in my opinion, shows that Roger Goodell condones what he did by letting him play. Again, you got to set a tone with different scenarios, different situations. This is when you set the tone. Listen, until you get this fixed, you're not playing, Antonio. That's it. It's a serious situation which Antonio Brown's in when it's sexual assault. I don't condone it. I don't think any man should condone it. And the way Antonio acted through all that, too, with his dumb little videos. Like, who posts videos of them acting like an utter asshole in front of their kids? It's not necessary. Listen, I'm not a saint. I'm not perfect. None of us are. But you don't see me out there recording myself if I'm yelling at a cop. And I'm not a fan of them, but you're doing that. When your kids grow up, they're gonna remember that and do the same exact thing. And not only that, you're doing that in front of your kid's mother. At the end of the day, regardless of your guy's situation, you know, that's still your kid's mother. You got to show her some sort of respect. I don't know what happened behind closed doors, nor do I really give a shit. But still, that's your kid's mother, and you got to show her. You got to show her the respect it's due. But utterly, that whole situation just makes me sick, so I got to get off of it. But at the end of the day, as far as that scenario, though, we all know why Antonio Brown's on the team. Arians came out, he said it. He said, listen, if he's found guilty in the civil suit, which 99% of the time you go into a civil suit, you're guilty. He said he's cut. We all know, the world knows, sports talk radio knows, sports podcasts know, friggin' even the guy making your ham Swiss sandwich down the block at the local deli knows. Brady forced this on Arians. It's as clear as day. Forced it. This is all forced on him, and Arians wants no part of it, and you're going to see that next week when he's activated to play against the Saints. Which leads me to believe who really has the authority on this team. Who is it? Arians or is it Brady? Is Brady running the show, and Arians is just there for the smoke and mirror show of pretending he's head coach, but really it's Brady? Or is because Brady didn't go to Arians and force this. Arians went to the GM and did all this. So he went over his coach's head. Like if he had went to Arians first, and Arians said, no, I want no part of it, and then Brady went to the GM, it's fine, because, you're following the chain of command. To me, that just shows Brady has no respect for his coach. Now, Brady could tell you different. I'm telling you he doesn't, because you didn't go to your head coach first. Knowing the history between these two, knowing that Arians has been so well outspoken about how he wants no part of Antonio Brown, and I don't get how Antonio Brown wants part of Bruce Arians after everything he said. Now, how does he go to Bruce Arians after all that nonsense he posted on Twitter about him years ago? I don't know. Stay tuned for that one on the sidelines in Tampa next week when they play the Saints, because that's going to be interesting. That's definitely for sure. And now they're talking about this 16-team expanded playoff system, in which now the number one seeds wouldn't get a bye week. That's utterly stupid. I got to read into more of it. The only reason why they're even considering it is because of games can't get made up because of Corona. So we'll wait and see what happens. But honestly, I think that's rather stupid. And I'm not saying that because Pittsburgh's got to play 13 games in a row. I'm saying it in general to any number one seed, especially if you had a bye week early in the year, regardless of whatever team it is. You got to give them that bye week to rest, to rest players, recoup some from injuries. Number one seeds have always had the bye week, but now you want to, change that up. Again, Goodell with his head up his ass, whatever. This Sunday we're gonna have, another full slate of football. Thursday night's game's interesting. I'm gonna get into that one later on because I got to do some research. Who's on the injured list? Who's coming back from injury, and we can go a little more in depth into that. But this is a game the Packers need to bounce back from. Obviously, you're playing an injured, riddled 49er team, and you're not going to have Garoppolo in there. You're not going to have Kittle. But I wouldn't be surprised if San Francisco stays in the game, though. They seem to play different with Mullins and Beathard in the game. I don't know what it is, but they create this spark that the 49ers constantly always need. So it'll be interesting to see where that game goes. There's other stuff I'll discuss in the video later tonight. Hopefully I do one after the gym. If not, I'll do one at some point tomorrow. Till then, any questions, you hit me up on my email. I posted it in a couple of things. Like I said, I'm on Twitter. Facebook, you can find me, message me, whatever. Until then, stay safe. As always, peace.